Hey team, well welcome back to another episode of Tree Chat, and the chat for you today is potting on. Now what's potting on? This is basically the third step in our growing process. So number one, we've germinated our seed in our seed tray. Number two, we've pricked them out of that seed tray into individual pots, and I'll throw up a link now of a video you can see that. And now number three, we need to take these guys from the individual pots, pot them on to a bigger pot, so give them more space to grow before we can plant them out. So the first example I've got for you guys today is this little Mapou here. Now this guy has been pricked out into my standard pot, which is a sort of 100ml by 100ml pot, and it's been growing well in there. Bit of roots starting to show, so we know that this guy's ready to go on to a bigger pot. Now our pot in this case is actually a bag. It's a PB3 bag. These are roughly about 1.8 litre. Now when I first started growing, I thought, oh, this PB3 bag is not very big compared to this pot. You know, is that really the best next step? Shouldn't it be a bigger pot? Well, it turns out there is actually quite a good volume in a PB3 bag. So I've got my pot here. Why don't we see exactly how many of these fit into a PB3 bag? So there's one, two, almost full, so let's throw another half in there, a bit more. So we're probably, there's my bag, we're probably just about tripling the growing area, going from one of these into one of these. So it's definitely a significant increase, and obviously with the fresh potting mix, the fresh food in there, that's really going to help the tree, and they typically do come away really well once they go into that bigger bag. So I'll do my Mapou first, guys. And as an example, this is what we want to end up with. So this guy will be ready to plant out in the coming winter. So we're going from that to that. That is the optimal, obviously not instant. We need to allow it to grow in the bag, but that's what we're aiming for. So let's have a closer look at doing this Mapou. Step one, we're just going to take our bag, pop your hand in there, spread it open a bit, and put our first bit of potting mix in the bottom. For me, roughly 2 handfuls is what we need. And just settle that down a bit. Shaking the camera, but settling it down into the bottom of the bag. Ready? Taking our Mapou. Just gently going to upend that. Bit of a squeeze on the pot. Come out pretty good. So this guy's pretty much ready to go. There's a slight bit of root spiraling there. So optimally we would avoid that. We want the roots just to be coming through, but this guy's pretty good. Now I'm just going to pop that into the bag, and we want the top of the existing potting mix to be just about level with the bag, top of the bag. About like that. Now I'm just going to pop some more potting mix in around it. You can poke it down the sides if you need to. Bit more in there, and ready to go. Sorry, almost done. Almost forgot the water, of course. We want to water this guy in straight away. Done. Second example I've got for you guys today is a Mahoe. Now this guy has grown a lot quicker than I thought. You can see lots of roots coming out the bottom, so he's going to be pretty tight in this pot. This is a bit of an example of why you want to not leave it too long to pot on. So let's have a look at this guy. Oh, first I'll get my bag ready. Okay, let's get this guy out of here. I can feel already that there's a lot of roots in this pot. It feels very firm. Okay, so this bloke you can see is starting to get almost pot bound. Heaps of roots, which is more than we want. We obviously want that guy to be growing those roots out, not just spiraling around the bottom of our pot. But that's okay, it's still going to be good. But what I do in this case is just tease them out a bit. Mahoes are pretty tough rooster, so they don't mind too much with their roots. I wouldn't do it in some species like Manuka. I've just teased that out a bit. and then same process here, pop it in our bag. Thing with this being so firm as well, it can be quite hard to get the potting mix around the edges because this is really solid block of roots. So we'll need a bit of finesse to get that down the sides of the bag. Shake my camera around, sorry team. Okay, that guy's in there, bit of a water now and he'll be good as gold. That's my couple of examples done for you guys. Obviously older specimens, but what we're looking for, ready to plant out this winter. This cabbage tree as well will be ready to go. Now some species, before we plant out, need to get bigger than a PB3 bag, so the theory on potting on, if it's not a bag, if it's a pot, same theory applies. You obviously want to increase that capacity, nice base of potting mix at the bottom, pop your tree in level with the top, fill around it, water, and we're good to go. So I hope that helps team, answers a few queries that have been popping up, so happy growing.